Welcome, everybody, to another edition of BaloneyBrain.com Weird Wednesday, and perhaps one of the weirdest weeks already. We've already had, in my whole life, I never remember mid-April snow in Ohio, but we went from 80 degrees to snow in less than 24 hours. So it's
unbelievable.
So
I was speaking to your elementary school there, Central Academy, earlier today, and Mrs. LaForce in the office says, she said, "Well, it's a little crazy. It snowed last night." I said, "You got to be kidding me!"
So,
unbelievable.
Yeah, I hear it's going to be 89 today in Miami.
I think so. It's very warm. In my new apartment, I face east and west, and I have windows front and back, and I'm on the third floor. I'm on the top floor. I get a real nice ocean breeze up here. So I'm turning up. I just got my first Florida Power and Light bill. My electric was $68.
Oh, stop it!
I'm thrilled. So, but I have my AC turned off and my windows open almost. Today I got the AC on. It's hot out and humid.
All right. Well, what do you have for us today, sir?
Folks, well, listen. He's your story. I'm Suburban Hobo, and this is Weird Wednesday. Here's one to go. Adam, this is so funny. Pennsylvania police officers go undercover as Amish women to catch pervert. I don't know what's more perverted than cops dressed as Amish women.
What is this? Is this like a comedy skit?
No, this is out of Newcastle. I think I've been through Newcastle, Pennsylvania. That's not out the road. To Pulaski Township and Wampum place. It's Pennsylvania. What can you say? Pulaski Township and Wampum. That's a town in Pennsylvania. The police officers dressed up as Amish women in order to help track down a man who was exposing himself to children in the community. Although they weren't able to catch him that way, a man was brought into custody while they were conducting their investigation, and the incident have ceased. Pulaski Township Police Sergeant Adams came up with the concept of dressing as an Amish woman to bait the man and requested outfits from families in the area. They agreed and set me up with something that fit. They had us hooked up with bonnets, aprons, dresses, and shawls. We figured if he was driving down the road and saw what he thought were Amish women walking, he didn't notice I was a guy until he got out of the vehicle. I didn't care what anyone else thought. I wanted to share with you that we use all means available to try and protect our children. That includes dressing up as an Amish woman to attempt to apprehend a pervert. I'm not certain that may not be illegal in South Florida.
I've seen men that look like Amish women in South Florida. So
well, yeah, I don't mean to offend a religion or a sect or anything, but there's just some fairly ugly women.
Well, I've got one from right in our backyard, Cleveland, Ohio. An Ohio man sentenced by a judge to wear a sign saying, "I am a bully." And, for 15 years he's been picking on his neighbors, did all kinds of stuff, including dog feces and whatever. But the sign reads, "I am a bully. I pick on children that are disabled, and I am intolerant of those that are different from myself."
He got off lucky as far as I'm concerned.
I agree. I agree. This guy. I don't think I'm out of line to use the term douchebag.
Yeah. And you know what? He's old enough to know better.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Well, how about this one? This has a romantic side to it. The Brightwater Wastewater Treatment Center near Seattle is advertising its availability as a wedding venue, even on the outside. On Facebook, it lists its full catering kitchen, dance floor, and ample parking. The director of the director of the Brightwater Environmental Education and Community Center, Susan Tellerico, told TV station KIRO that receptions would take place just steps away from where raw sewage is processed. She says there is no odor because all the processing is contained. The King County plant charges $2,000 to rent the center for 8 hours. One couple has already booked it for their nuptials.
Ew.
I know it's an ooh, but you know what? $2,000 for 8 hours? Ask any bride-to-be if that's a bargain.
Well, the thing is I had a friend that used to work at the wastewater treatment plant here locally, and apparently the smell is not contained there.
That stinks.
Well, now Russia has been, with the whole Crimea River thing, They've been in the news. Well, now, you know I'm a Trekkie, and Russia wants to annex the moon. They want to build a station there, and they figure since, nobody else is there, that it would be theirs. And you know what? I got a problem with this.
Me too. We were there first.
Yeah. And we didn't, we put our flag there, but we didn't really say it was ours. It was one of those things that, and all mankind share it. And, but he says it's Rogozin, a government minister, explains that, Russia is going to go to the moon forever, and it doesn't make much sense to keep making trips back and forth, so they'll establish a permanent base on the moon, and since they'd be the only ones up there, we would be essentially in control.
Well, the truth of the matter is that prior to us walking on the moon and planting the flag first, an American predated that event. So, I mean, we have to... Alice Cramden, she was there. To the moon, Alice! To the moon! She was there before the flag was. They got no claim whatsoever.
Well, what else you got?
I still say Putin needs to change his name. What are you doing? I'm Putin. We got to hook him up with a bully because he was putting Putin on somebody's driveway or something.
Wow.
Well, this is a feel-good weird story, and this takes place in Dubuque, Iowa, where I have visited. I played the libraries up in and around Dubuque, Iowa, the last couple of years. I want to give a shout-out to my buddy Daniil Day. Daniil, I'm thinking about you, girly girl. But there's a 79-year-old player who joined the Dubuque Elementary Band. And this is kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. Listen to this. One member of the Kennedy Elementary School Band in Dubuque brings a certain maturity to his playing. That's because Tony Boland is a 79-year-old flute player. Boland asked about joining the fifth graders in the band after volunteering at the school, which his grandchildren attended for more than a decade. I felt like I was in elementary school for more than a decade. I'm not sure I understand that line. But he helps children with their reading, noting that he recalls struggling with his reading as a child. He started playing the flute a number of years ago when his wife suggested getting rid of their daughter's flute. Boland knew that his progress would be slow unless he played with others. He says, when you play alone, it's not as fast as when you're playing in a band. Band director Brian Inabnit, that weird name, thought Boland would make a terrific addition to the band. He's great. He's encouraging to the students around him, and Boland practiced with the students weekly and regularly, including the Dubuque Community School District's Band Festival, which was just earlier this month. Fifth grade student Courtney Less, has been impressed by her older classmate. He's kind of a more experienced player, Courtney said. All of us are messing up. Doesn't. So Dubuque, Iowa, you're in my heart, you're in my soul. Daniil Day, thinking about you.
Well, that is a great story.
Yeah, weird too.
All right, now I've got something truly weird. This is actually from 2011, but it's back in the news because, I don't know, one of these satellite channels is redoing it for a television. TLC, the Learning Channel, is redoing it for a show. So that's why it's back in the news. But a Clarksville, Tennessee couple, only known as Michael and Josie, made the gooey mistake of they attempted to use a giant gummy bear as a sex toy.
Can't imagine.
The guy, Michael, brought her a giant gummy bear. The gift inspired her to get a little kinky with the candy. She said,
it's so big.
This. And so he thought, what a great idea. So he tore the head off the gummy bear, took it downstairs, put it in the microwave oven, warmed it up, brought it back up. Well, apparently the sugar doesn't cool very quickly. So when he put it on her chest, she says, quote unquote, my chest was on fire. So he thought, well, while, to cool it down, he would lick it off her chest, which apparently didn't work well either. And he said, so her chest is burning off while my tongue is on fire. So both of them ended up in the hospital. Both of them are doing well now, but
Unguentine.
wow.
No, I tell you, I like this story when he brought in the gummy bear and she said, "Ooh, it's so big." Oh, John, what a week.